Unfolding on stage in Kansas City with hip-hop, rebellious women, and the ultimate love story that may be a little bit more fact than fiction. Theater insider Tim Scott is here with a review of all of these. And, first up, everyone in Kansas City has been going nuts because Hamilton's here.
Right, Hamilton is, if you haven't heard about Hamilton, come out from under the rock you've been living under. It's arguably one of the greatest musicals of all time, and it was just written a few years ago, of course, by Lin-Manuel Miranda, currently playing at the Music Hall in Kansas City for 3 weeks, closes on July 7th. So, of course, Hamilton is the Pulitzer Prize winning, Tony Award winning. I mean, the accolades keep pouring in for it. And it's finally made its way to Kansas City. Been on Broadway for about 3 years, and now here we are in KC, and we have the chance to see it right here live and in person at the Music Hall. Of course, it's the hip-hop musical about our founding fathers. He's starring Alexander Hamilton, Aaron Burr, George Washington, James Madison, Lafayette. It's a history lesson of sorts, a hip-hop musical history lesson. But you saw it the other day, and you were taken by it.
I loved it. I wasn't expecting the hip-hop, so the first note, the first rap that starts, I was like, this is totally different. This is what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, the kids are calling it dope. So I mean, it's an amazing show. If you don't know it, check it out. The chances to see it in Kansas City are limited because it sells out everywhere it goes. The one thing I'll hit you with real quick is that there's a lottery. Every Hamilton they do all over the country, all over the tours, they have a $10 lottery called Ham for Ham. You can find out more about that on the Hamilton app. You can look about it online. Every day you can enter the lottery and have a chance to get tickets for only $10.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Revolutionists, and of course this is the French Revolution.
Right, the Revolutionists going on at the Unicorn Theater. The Unicorn Theater, obviously a critically acclaimed theater, been in Kansas City for over 40 years. This is a story about 4 women during the French Revolution, so about 20 years after the American Revolution. So, 20 years after Hamilton, this play takes place. The women include Marie Antoinette. It's a story about, feminism, activism, legacy, and really how you go about making change in the world. So even though it's set in the late 1700s, it's got an eye in 2019 and about where we live today and how we live today. The most exciting thing about this production from my standpoint are the 4 women in the show. They're all great actors, very good friends of mine. And of course, the director, Missy Kuntz. Missy Kuntz I've known for over a decade, a very dear friend of mine as well. And she's done an amazing job with this play. It's directed in Kansas City for a very, very long time. That play runs till this Sunday, so you only have until June 30th to check out The Revolutionists at the Unicorn Theater.
Okay, well, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
But we also want to talk about Shakespeare in Love, and this is something a little different too.
Right, Shakespeare in Love, of course, this is the movie that Tom Stoppard wrote, adapted into a play in, I think, 2014, premiered in London, but now the Heart of America Shakespeare Festival right here in Kansas City has taken on this play, and part of their mission now is not only do Shakespeare, but works inspired by Shakespeare. So we all know that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Affleck, Joseph Fiennes, a great fun movie. And, don't let the weather discourage you, because if you've never been out to Shakespeare in the Park in Kansas City, I always say grab a bucket of chicken, grab a box of wine, go out there, forget who you are for a couple hours. And this is a great way to do that because it's a contemporary take on Shakespeare. If Shakespeare isn't exactly your thing, I mean, I think you know that movie. It was critically acclaimed, won a bunch of Academy Awards. So that's going on at Southmoreland Park until July 7th. So 3 great options. You got Hamilton going on until July 7th. The Revolutionists closes this week at the Unicorn Theater, and then Shakespeare in Love at Heart of America Shakespeare Festival.
And for the last one, I will be sure to pack the bug spray. Thank you so much, Tim.
Bucket of chicken, box of wine.
So thank you so much, Tim. We're back after this.